But for all you DC fans out there, let us know what your favorite Crisis event in DC Comics is. I don't know all of them. I'm literally remembering the ones that are right here.
Yes.
I do know Final Crisis though. That's the one that I think Zack Snyder should have done instead of trying to build up to like a Dark Side Apocalypse War. I think he would be really good at doing a Final Crisis.
Yeah, that dark.
It's not a crisis.
Well, I'm in the middle of one, but she coming to the rescue. But now, up next, we have the official trailer for Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 1.
Okay.
Last week we had like an official clip, but it was only like a 40-second thing and didn't really explain anything to it. But like I was saying, Crisis on Infinite Earths is one of the biggest comic book storylines of all time.
Yes.
So the fact that they're getting to do it in a movie form is going to be really interesting.
2 movies.
It's
At
supposed to be
least,
3,
I think
right?
it's 3 parts. I
Yeah.
think it's 3 parts. Because I think the last week it said 1 of 3 or something like that. But should be interesting. They did Crisis on Infinite Earths in the Arrowverse on the CW, which was interesting. But I think being able to keep it closer to the comics is like something that people wanted.
Yeah.
And this is going to be coming from the Tomorrowverse, the newer movie universe that's come out. And maybe one day we'll build up a DC universe that can get us to Crisis on Infinite Earths in live action.
Yeah, one day.
Yeah.
One day.
I think there was some part of them that was supposed to do it in the Snyderverse.
Of course.
Or at least there was some plan for it.
They
because
can't unify long enough to get anything
Yeah.
done.
No, I was about to say I was hoping for them to at least form more of the Justice League in the Snyderverse or Teen
Or
Titans or
any
anything.
Justice League at all.
Yeah.
I only say that because Ezra Miller's Flash showed up in the Crisis on Infinite Earths on the CW. They did like a crossover scene of CW's Barry meeting that version of Barry,
Really?
which was cool. Yeah, it was a cool scene.
Oh.
And then I think if they weren't going to build up to doing Crisis on their end in the DCEU, that CW's Flash was hoped to appear in Flashpoint, but we all know that didn't happen. And I'm glad he didn't. So, because with all the foolishness going on behind the scenes with
Yeah.
Flash movie, that was just a little too much. So hopefully, Crisis on Infinite Earths, we can get something really good and decent out of it, but we'll just have to see what we get in this official trailer.
Okay.
So I'm gonna cue this intro and then we'll get into Crisis on Infinite Earths. Alright, we're all queued up. Let's check out this official trailer for Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths.
The League of Justice. Gotta go fast.
Most of you are aware that you live in a reality parallel to many versions of your universe. I've gathered you
I do
all
like
to save
the animation style.
It looks clean, yeah.
Yeah.
good.
They got it right.
Yeah.
The threat is real.
Some of the characters look okay. Some of them look a little.
Yeah.
At some angles, it's just like
Yeah.
off.
Where I come from, the parallel Earth, we look down on supervillains.
So this looks like it's going to be more of a Flash movie.
Welcome our newly formed team of heroes, the Justice League.
Yeah, it looks like Flash.
Trained and powered from them.
Or at least
Bang the power.
the first part is going to be focused on the Flash movie,
Something's about to happen. Something major.
which I think is the second Flash-centered movie.
This is the thing.
Yeah.
You each possess the skills, strength, and speed to save your universe. Great Scott.
What's happening?
The universe is all vanishing.
Look.
I love how they just say look and then they just stand and watch.
I mean, the universe vanishing. I don't know what I would do either, to be honest with you.
There's a wall of deletion coming to us. the box art not match the movie art?
Look,
They do that. For,
They do that a lot.
They do that for.
No,
They do that
so
for all.
weird.
it's always weird when the art on the the box doesn't match the art for the movie itself. It's always, I don't know. I guess
was that a comic book or was that just not paying attention?
I think it's a comic book artist who did the cover, but I don't think that's the comic is that one on the left there.
Yeah.
Well,
And it looks like they're gonna do Crisis on Infinite Earths, Final Crisis. They're doing all the. Oh, maybe they're just doing this trilogy. So Crisis on Infinite Earths, Final Crisis, and Dark Crisis.
Chia says that she's iffy about the animation, that she likes it but doesn't like it at the same time. I feel the same way.
That's understandable.
Yeah, I like certain
Same.
characters. There are other ones that are. I think the characters who have been in a mainline movie look good,
the
but a lot of
lighting
the side
seems,
characters.
I don't know why the lighting seems consistently inconsistent.
Yeah, they look odd.
Depending on the angle,
Mhm.
that's
At
just.
some angles, yeah.
It just look weird.
They just
It's
look a little bit
It's
off.
a little weird.
Yeah.
Something to get used to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like you said, it looks like this is going from Flash's point of view as
Mhm.
far as like the series of events. So, yeah, it looks like it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
I always enjoy getting Flash's point of view, based on him, running so fast in the Speed Force and ending up in different timelines, seeing what could possibly happen. So, with that said, I'm glad that when they do these movies like this, it's normally on streaming platforms. Because I can't really see it being anywhere else except streaming platforms.
Yeah.
And then DVD. They just don't. I don't know. Something about like the type of stories they want to tell now aren't as exciting as they used to be when they first started coming out with all the Justice League and superhero movies.
It's how they tell them.
Yeah.
That makes it less exciting.
Yeah, so I was just like, because I used to jump in as soon as like one was released. I was there watching it, and I'd be like, oh, that was so good. But now it's just kind of like,
Is it your adult brain?
I don't know if it's my adult brain.
I think it's that we're more saturated now.
Yeah.
Like we have. This wraps around to it being more of your adult brain, but like I would say that it's just we have so much of this type of content now.
Mm-hmm.
Because not only do superhero shows do it, but like a lot of shows touch on the topic.
They do.
And so it's not new
becomes
enough.
generic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does become generic. It does.
Because I'd say like what's the one that came out? Everywhere, Everything, All at Once.
Yeah, I still
came
haven't
out,
seen that yet.
But a lot of people really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
But the story of it really isn't different from Jet Li's The One.
Oh.
So it's just an inherently better movie.
Wow.
Great.
But no one really made the parallel, but it's like a similar type of setup.
Wow.
But because you don't really see that type of setup or setting, because one is like a kung fu action matrix-y type movie that really failed, and the other one has the kung fu and stuff like that. But it's more downplayed to be more of a drama. It gives it a new light. But superhero stuff, it's just like the concept is straightforward.
Isn't that wild that they already did a concept like that and one movie didn't do that great and another one won like all these awards?
Yeah, I mean, it happens all the time. See,
time.
despite what people feel like, movies aren't that different. It's just
Yeah, it's packaging and context.
yeah,
That is true. It's all
Yeah,
about the
that's it.
packaging and context. Okay.
how you dress it up.
That's true. That's true. I know. I always like watching the Justice
Avatar,
League.
Pocahontas.
Yeah.
I always like watching the Justice League movies because it just takes me back to that time where I was always excited to watch Justice League and Justice League Unlimited because those are the shows. To see those episodes and then for them to continue on, after the show ended with the movies and stuff. So it just seemed like, just the thing to do to just keep watching different stories, different arcs and versions of comics that they wanted to tell. And like I said, Infinite Earth has been talked about a lot. They did it a lot they did it in CW. And I just feel like Crisis on Infinite Earths for this animation, it might be good, it might not be good. Because you have different versions of it, right? The Crisis on Infinite Earths.
No, you pretty much have like the one story. Like that's one of their like huge stories. DC has a lot of Crisis stories.
Okay.
But they're not all like related to being the same thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like Final Crisis doesn't have anything to do with Crisis on Infinite Earths. Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths does, but that's like super new. Like that came out like 2 years ago or something. So it's like an anniversary to the story type thing. But
Yeah, I don't think I know what the Crisis on Infinite Earths is. I don't think I've ever seen an adaptation of the story.
Yeah, it's like the multiverse is being deleted.
Yeah, that's
That's
what
pretty-
it,
what-
that's
what it
kind of
looked
what
like
I
in this,
gathered
yeah.
on there.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out who to save and how to save them. I will say that
Save no one.
yeah, I do think that it
Kill
worked
Batman.
really well, even though it's not like it's not a good adaptation of Crisis on Infinite Earths, but the story makes sense for the TV show version because you could do it across the different TV shows. That's how they could like kind of come together. You could be like, oh, these characters were in a whole different universe, but their universe is ending. I like the idea of what they wanted to set up. The entire last season of Arrow focused on his perspective as like the first person to really find out what was going on and trying to figure out a way to stop it and stuff. So I was like, okay, that's an interesting angle for a TV series. But a movie, I feel like just do an adaptation of the comic that people love and then call it a day.
Did they do it in the animated series?
I don't think they ever got to do it in the animated series. I know they did a movie that was called Crisis on Earth 2 or something like that. Or something like that. It was the movie where the Justice League met the Crime Syndicate. I can't remember the name of the movie. But that was originally planned to be in the like Justice League and Justice League Unlimited universe. But because of issues they had, they made it its own movie. And that is the closest that I think those stories got.
Okay. I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, hopefully this is good.
Yeah, hopefully it is good.
I'm wishing, I'm hoping for y'all because y'all have been wanting a good Crisis on Infinite Earths.
I'll wait till it comes out on Max to see it with all the others. Might do a weekend where I just watch and catch up on all the DC animated movies.
Yeah, I think it's fun to see how they built the world that way because they've done some interesting stuff. But yeah, a lot of things have been like hit or miss. Like I heard War World wasn't really that good. Some people like Legion of Superheroes, but they're just like it's more of a Supergirl movie, so we don't get why y'all didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Justice Society is a Flash movie. He pretty much doing the same thing that he doing in this movie.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah, it'll be interesting. But for all you DC fans out there, let us know what your favorite Crisis event in DC Comics is. I don't know all of them. I'm literally remembering the ones that are right here.
Yes.
I do know Final Crisis though. That's the one that I think Zack Snyder should have done instead of trying to build up to like a Dark Side Apocalypse War. I think he would be really good at doing a Final Crisis.
Yeah, that Dark Side Apocalypse thing was just it took me off guard.
And yes, I know Dark Side of Final Crisis. Don't come at me. I mean specifically him doing that story.
Yeah.
I don't want him to do none of the extra bull crap. But that story was kind of crazy. It's dark. I'm pretty sure Batman dies in it. Dies.
He's using air quotes.
Yeah, because it's comic books, you know that.
Yeah, just like the
Because
The multiverse is being destroyed.
Yeah.
I think Final Crisis is the one
Right.
where,
Everyone's
like,
dying.
well, most people did die in Crisis on Infinite
Yeah,
Earths. That's why people liked it.
I'd hope so.
Back in the day, that's why people like now, you know.
Yeah, I
It's
hope,
just like-
I hope that they just deleted some of the universes and they were just gone.
Oh no, they deleted all of them. That's
Yeah.
why people they deleted all of them but one,
Wow.
and then said, "All right, whoever didn't make it here, they gone. We ain't publishing them no more," which I think was cool. I give Crisis on Infinite Earths its
'Cause
props.
it's meta. It's like
Yeah.
a very meta kind of thing because you're in the story, people are dying, and then
You know what?
in the real world,
Keep going.
in the real world, you're closing chapters in these other storylines.
That's what's missing. That's what's missing. The meta aspect of Crisis on Infinite Earths. That's what's missing. You don't get that because there's no meta context going on. Like after that movie comes out, I have no doubt in my mind that the rest of the stories that I've already been accustomed to are going to keep going.
Yeah. Okay.
Using your words. Yeah,
said you
that's what's
wanted
missing.
something.
That's what I think is missing. But yeah, y'all let us know what your favorite Crisis is. Mine is Final Crisis. Darkseid comes down. He finds the anti-life equation, and Earth is screwed. Yes, I like that. I like that story a lot. Dark. People getting enslaved.
Yes, dark
Left
people
and right.
enslaved.
Dark people enslaved. And on that note, if y'all like the video, let us know by liking it physically. Share it with somebody that you think might enjoy it too, and subscribe to the channel if you can and have not already. We're on our way to our first 500 subscribers by the end of the year. Help push us closer to our goal.
The right way.
Yeah.
Whew, and check the link in the description. It'll give you a link to all of our socials, including the Discord page, the C2 Circle. There you can become a champion of the ring. Be around for all the content that's going to be lined up next week when we go live at
7 p.m.
Eastern time on the dot.
Yes, that is correct. If you're checking this video out on YouTube, thank you so much for all of your love and support. We really appreciate you. And we would love to see you out on one of the live streams. But until that day comes, we'll just catch you in the next video with more Catered Chaos.
Bye.
Dark
Black-
people
black-
enslaved.
Yeah, that's what I said. Dark people enslaved.
That is some shit.
You said all those words.
Yeah.
He said you using your words, but you surely did. You used something.
I used my words in different contexts.